the green light has been given to create Chimera. Totally kidding. Or am I? Find out on Anime Conspiracies starting now. What is up, Mastermind family? And welcome to the new series that we're adding to the mix of things called Anime Conspiracies. Okay, so anyways, this show is about where we take animes that are hinting at huge conspiracies that are happening right now, and we break them down and link them to real life, right? So maybe this might spook you out a little bit, but you know, you should be okay. Okay, I really gotta stop with this evil laugh, right? So let's dive into this, right? So everyone is familiar with Full Metal Alchemist, right? Okay, so let me break this down in 2 seconds. 2 young boys looking for the Philosopher's Stone to bring back their missing bodies. The end, right? So that's basically in a nutshell what Full Metal Alchemist is. So basically you have Ed and Al. They lose their mother at a young age, right? And they try to revive her back. And in the process, boy, Al loses his whole body. And Ed is losing like his arm and his leg. And so he's doing his whole blood ritual technique to like basically bring his brother back. And so the brother came back, but he put him in the armor, right? So basically the reason why that happened, because in that world it's a taboo to try to bring somebody back to life, right? There's a law of equivalent exchange, which is actually pretty applicable, right? So moving on, right? So now that you're caught up to speed, now we move on to the actual conspiracy. So there was a state alchemist in this series called Shu Tucker, and he has a daughter and a dog. The daughter's name is Nina Tucker, right? He also had a wife too. I mean, look at him. Don't he look crazy though? I mean, just look at him. He just looks very suspicious. Anyway, so I think you know where this is going, right? This man was so crazy. So the state paid him to do research on genetic crossing with chimera, animals, creatures, whatever. Long story short, he performed the experiment on his wife. Oh, really? His wife though? Yes, his wife. His wife was the first one to go. And this guy did not give a rip. I mean, he basically lied to his daughter for many years. Nina was like,
Dad, is Mom coming?
Oh, she's coming. She's just on a far away trip, but I promise she'll be coming soon. And she...
Okay.
You know, little naive girl, you know, God bless her, right? So, did not come back, right? Obviously. He performed the experiment next on his daughter and the dog, and they look great. Look at this. Can you believe that he would do this to his own family? I mean, the dog and Nina were in so much pain. I mean, this was like one of the saddest episodes. I mean, I can tell you Shu is the most hated character in the anime world, right? Just because of what he has done to his own family. Super crazy, right? So let's get on to the conspiracy. So there's a guy named Dr. Hiramotsuchi, not Kokuchi, forgive me, aka Shu Tucker. I'm just kidding. So back to the thesis. He started experiments on rats and stem cells to make human organs. And you're thinking, something gotta be right with this, right? Yeah, I mean, it's so true though. I mean, yeah, he was doing these experiments. So, at one point in time, this whole experiments got canceled because people were saying, man, you know, doctor, this is unethical and it's wrong. Like, why are we doing this type of experiment? But the doctor said, it's in the name of science. And I'm like, bro, really though? Okay, so anyway, in the name of science. So, please believe this guy was still doing the research, right? And so the government was like, you know what, brother? Hell no, shut it down. You know, because he was trying to do the research still, and the government's like, shut it down, bro. Like, end of story, right? I mean, the guy has a PhD, so you know he's gonna do research still. I mean, can you blame him? So now we're in 2019, July 30th. Japan approves groundbreaking experiment to bringing human-animal hybrids. Now, why is that? I have no idea. So, my man has waited a decade for this approval. I mean, you know, that is a long time to be waiting to be approved to do an experiment. Ever since the government and just different people said, no, shut it down, he was still waiting to get approved by somebody, and that somebody happens to be Japan. It's so bizarre because the rest of the world has banned that type of experiment, but Japan approves? WTF, bro? I don't know. But I get it. People need their organs. About 116K to be exact. Yeah, you heard me. 116K people need organs. They're on the list. So you may be thinking, so he has the rats, but where does he get the... Okay, so I'm gonna break this down really quickly. So in order for him to complete the experiment, he needs donations of embryos, so ES cells. That is really the major source of the stem cells, like flat out. And these come from couples that donated, you know, and it didn't develop into anything, and so they give it to them, and they allowed them to do whatever it is that they want to do with it, because obviously they've signed the rights away to that embryo. And it's quite unfortunate, but you know, I get it. It's in the name of science, right? So now that is the theory and science coming from an engineer, right? So you got the science behind it. And one other thing that, you know, kind of helps tie this in together, the doctor has his ethics. You know, if the embryo in the rat baby, if it crosses over 30% of human, you know, because what they do is they inject the stem cells into the rat newborn, which is in the stomach of the rat, and you know, as it's developing, and if it gets past 30%, they'll shut it down, they'll kill it, you know, it's over. They're not gonna... So I guess that's a good thing that they're shutting that down, right? So you're like, so what's your theory, dude? What's your conspiracy theory? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm getting lost in the science job. So the theory is that they're getting people to be comfortable with the thought of crossbreeding with animal and human, or beast, whatever you want to call it. But they're wanting us to get very comfortable with that. Sure, it starts off innocently. We're making human organs using animal babies, but the end game is still the same. They want you to be okay with the thought of crossbreeding with animals. And you know, this will get very ugly quickly. I mean, it'll turn into, somebody's gonna get extreme and turn into a shoe tuck-up, right? And it's gonna get weird, right? So I'm pretty sure they're actually doing this right now as we speak. But I have no evidence. It's just a conspiracy, right? Anyway, Mastermind family, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and a like if you like what we're doing. Share this video with anyone who might find this interesting. But Mastermind family, my question for you is, if you needed an organ really badly, would you sign up for this to be a patient that receives an organ from one of these experiments? I'd be curious. Leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts about that. If you want more videos like this, let us know by commenting Mastermind family in the building, and we will see about what we can do by making more of these videos, right? So also, Mastermind family, be on the lookout because we have a couple of new series that are coming out in the pipeline sometime 2019. We have Avalanche, and then we have The Beast. Woo! Be on the lookout for them. And don't forget, we have the AMM contest coming in October. We'll see you on the next episode.